Halo, 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 halo. Halo, halo, halo.
A very good morning to one and all, respected sir, our esteemed guests, the research scholars, and my dear students. I, Kasam Monarita, Student Activity and Sports Assistant, on behalf of NIT Manipur, welcome you all to our third day of induction program. In the midst of our busy lives, we often forget to pause and connect, not just with the world around us, but with the world within us. The next session, the first session, is a gentle reminder of that connection. Today we have the rare opportunity to take a step back from the external and turn inward to a spiritual talk that invites us to reflect, reconnect, and realign with our deeper selves. We are truly honored to have with us Mr. Ramanuja Das, also known as Mr. Rabindra Aribam. After receiving bachelor's degree with highest honors in botany from Manipur University, came to Kurukshetra University, from where he was awarded master's degree in botany with specialization in plant pathology. He has also worked as a research fellow for a brief period of time in the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Kharagpur. In the year 2007, he formally joined the Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, an internationally acclaimed center for advanced studies in Vedanta and science. He has been extensively trained by the founding director of the institute, Dr. T.D. Singh, in science and spirituality. Presently, he is the director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, Manipur, India. He specializes in youth interactions and presenting ways for an alternative lifestyle. He is engaged in translating books in Vedanta and science from English to Manipuri and Bengali to English. Over the year, he has given numerous lectures at various institutes within India as well as overseas. It is indeed an honor to welcome Mr. Ramanuja Das to share insights that will inspire us, uplift us, and remind us that the deeper essence of life. Let us warmly welcome Mr. Ramanuja Das with a big round of applause.
Very good morning to all of you. So, I hope you are not expecting somebody in this dress to come here to address you. Am I right? So, first of all, I like to extend my thanks to Sir Khel Chandra, Dean Academics, for inviting me to have this wonderful association of all of India within Manipur. I hope this is correct. So first, I am Ramanuja Das. I was born in Manipur. Before we start, can we have a small icebreaker? Okay. I just wanted to know from which parts of India are you from? Anybody from North India? Okay, so I can see Haryana, Punjab. Huh? कहाँ से? Haryana. Which place? Which part in Haryana? Fatehabad. And I'm asking. Yes. Huh? Bihar. Okay. I was in Haryana for quite some time, so a little bit. ये थोड़ा बहुत रह जाता है वहाँ का. So anybody else from North? UP? Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. From other places? South? South, which part? Which state? Andhra? Bagunara? Bagunano. Okay. Others? Eastern India? Yes? Rajasthan? Thank you. From South and Eastern India? Orissa? Jai Jagannath. Yes, you're from? West Bengal. Which place? Manipur. Paschima Purbo. Okay. And others? West Bengal. Which part? Okay. And you? Malda. Famous for mangoes, right? Malda. And Northeast. Which part? Which state? Yes? Manipur. And Manipur. From other parts of Northeast? You're from? Manipur also? From Assam, Arunachal, nobody else? And you all? From Manipur? Yampari. Okay. So today this talk I was asked to speak. Actually I was given the title, A Talk on Spiritual Talk. So it was a little bit, what do you say, not vague, but the area was a little bit vast. So I thought, because you are all engineers going to be, like, so it will be nice to little bit understand how this science and spirituality can be synthesized. Means we can pick out all the like good qualities. That's what you say. Something which are easy to assimilate from both spirituality and science, and see how like we can take it, like, or assimilate it for which can help us to little bit walk on the path of life. Okay. So if you have any difficulty, we can have a discussion after this talk. I won't take so long. I have given a title as Thoughts on Science and Spirituality. Okay. So we are going to hear both from science as well as from the aspects of spirituality, and we are trying to come to a synthesis. So can I have the next slide, please? So before we start, let us have a small prayer. This is very ideal or good for students as well as teachers. So I'll chant the prayer. You can also chant along with me if you like. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirya Karvavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Viddhisavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Next one. So we have a small translation for this. It means, may we, both the teachers and students, move together ahead in our studies. May we together relish our studies. May we perform together our studies with vigor and concentration. May what has been studied by us be filled with the brilliance of understanding leading to knowledge. May it not give rise to hostility due to lack of understanding. Let there be peace for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So such prayers are beyond caste, community, creed, or religion. Okay. Before we start, can we have a small activity? Do you have pen and paper with you? Okay. Okay. So please write down, since you are here. So is, for those who have come outside from Manipur, is this your first time here? You like it? So. Food may be like that also, like, you know. And NIT, you may not be expecting it will be half underwater. Okay. I have come here to this same hall like quite a few times before also. And I also know that this place become like, you know, in rainy season, we get to see a lot of water. But this is the first time I happened to, you know, wade over the water to come to this hall. So that's all right. But as we are going to start a new phase in our life, okay, here in Manipur, in NIT, we actually, when we begin our journey, when we enter the classroom, the first thing we are faced with is fear of the unknown. Am I right? Always we face this, fear of the unknown. When we just started school, in our nursery class or class 1 and 2, the new year, I mean, in the next class, we go to the classroom, the first thing we face is the fear of the unknown. Okay. And once we come to know the unknown, then we conquer the fear. Okay. So since we are here, this induction program is supposed to make you aware of your surroundings, your departments, the teachers. So before we start, okay, you may have some expectations from the teachers, correct? You may be having some, you know, that our teachers should be like this, you know, that the teachers should have such and such qualities. So please write down 5 or 10 qualities. You can write 5, okay? 5 qualities that you expect from your teacher, or you expect in your teacher. That my teacher should be like this, or I'm expecting my teacher to be like this. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. Okay, just scribble something, right? If you want, you can discuss among yourselves, but I don't think this requires any discussion. This is what you want your teachers to be like. Actually, this can be extended, you know, to a workshop. You can take whole day and just think about it and write. So did you get some points? 1 or 2 points? Okay. So now you read those points to yourself, and you can try to imbibe those qualities yourself. Okay. That you want to be like that. Okay. This same exercise was given to us when we had our teachers training. So this is very nice. We expect so many things from others, okay? But when we try to implement those things ourselves, then this is a very powerful tool, you know, to mold ourselves to the persons that we want to become. Okay. So we just start with this. In life, now we are in NIT. You are studying engineering. Of course, I am from botany. There may be some difference there, but in life, whatever we do, why do we do what we do? Why are you here? Why are you studying? Okay. The reason is that we all want to be happy. We want to enjoy. We want to enjoy something. We want to be happy. Okay. But then, in search for happiness, we have to understand some few basic points. This is a very simplified version of how we understand this happiness and distress. When we say happiness, okay, when I have what I like, it makes me happy. Yes. If I have what I like, then I'm happy. If I don't have what I like, then I'm sad. If I don't have what I dislike, happy. And if I have what I dislike, then we don't want to have something which I don't like. Yes? So, what is making me happy and what is giving me distress? These are external stuff. Okay? These are something which are not with me. So, essentially, if I follow this principle, which we usually do, then I have given my happiness and distress to something or somebody. And I am being controlled or used by them. So, would it be nice to remain like this? Or would it be better to have my source of happiness with me only? That I don't depend on something else. Okay. When we depend on something else for my happiness, that is the beginning of my distress. Because in life, it is very commonly understood that whatever we want in life, whatever expectations or aspirations that we have, we're not going to get it to the extent that we want. Of course, we can get some good results, but the extent of happiness that we are desiring in life, we don't get it because that is the rule of nature. But let me just share with you. We studied in physics in high school also that there is a tendency for the universe to tend to or to go towards randomness or towards being unorganized. What do we call that? Entropy. Very good. Thank you. So this entropy works within the universe, correct? So this is how the universe functions. So is this world within the universe? Yes. Is Manipur within the universe? So is NIT within the universe? Are we or am I within the universe? So will the laws of the universe act upon me also? So my life will tend towards entropy. That means life will become disorganized. Life will become disarrayed. There will be disturbances. There will be problems, issues, so many things, and so on and so forth. But there's always a solution. This is the beginning of finding my happiness. We have to convince that in life as a matter of fact, it does not close all the doors at the same time. If one door closes, then we have to be definitely sure that some other doors have been opened prior to that door being closed. So there is always hope and life is always full of optimism. Okay? Can we go to the next slide, please? So some of the factors that affects our happiness in life. We have got birth, death, old age, disease. So do we have to go through all this? Birth, death, old age, disease. Anybody wants to become old? We have got like girls or women, they always want to remain young, beautiful, wrinkle-free face, right? But usually men also nowadays. When we were kids, we only knew our mothers and sisters, aunties, they used to put makeup. Men didn't used to do. But when we grew up, when I was about to finish my high school, then I realized that men also do makeup. When our hair becomes white, do we dye our hair? Why do we do so? Huh? To attractive. Okay, very nice. It makes you feel younger. Yes? But by coloring our hair, do we become younger? No. By putting so many cosmetics, please don't mind. Okay, I'm dealing fact to fact. By using cosmetics, or there are so many creams, they say age-defying cream. By putting those cream, do we become younger? No. So this only means to say you cheat yourself. We cheat ourselves. Okay. So we can't avoid old age. It's going to come. We can't avoid disease. Nobody wants to become disease, but we have to go through. Nobody wants to, face death. Is there anybody? Please don't. we have a lot of time with us. So, but death will come. Okay. And birth also. But we have forgotten how we were at time of birth. But it is said that at birth also the child suffers. Okay. Just imagine you have to stay in an airtight bag for so many months. You can't move also properly. So if we were asked to stay in that position within an airtight bag, would that be comfortable? But we have to go through. And can we solve these problems? We can't. Okay. So if we understand that these are things that are going to happen to me, it's going to come to me, then we can prepare ourselves. And we have some stressors. I hope the next speaker is going to speak about stress. So we have got stressors. What gives us what gives us stress in life? So these are categorized in this. The mind. Does the mind give us stress? It does. If we lose somebody in life, then we are sad. Then we have the elements of nature, and we are saying who can know better than those in NIT to understand elements of nature. How many of you want to come to the department wearing gumboots? Boots here? No? But even the teachers are forced to wear boots, like sir also wearing boots. So we are forced by elements of nature. We can't avoid it. Okay. If there are lots of rain, like we have to face it. If there is earthquake, if there are tsunamis and volcanoes, so on and so forth, and we can't do much then to just sit and wait. We have to accept it. Then other living entities. Does other living entities give you stress? Other people? And in NIT, how many years are you going to be here? 4. Okay. So for the next 4 years, you are going to be completely stressed out. By whom? Okay, by your teachers. So you have to accept it. Okay. But this stress is supposed to make you shine. Like we say, when the coal, this coal, it turns to diamond when it is acted upon by intense pressure and temperature. If the coal is able to sustain that immense temperature and pressure, then there's every chance then that coal is going to be turned into diamond. So that pressure is going to be given you here. So if you're able to sustain that pressure, when you come out after 4 years, you are all going to be shining brilliant like wonderful diamonds. Let's try to understand what we study about life in science, what we have been taught, or what is the generally accepted notion about life. So we have this is what we used to study in biology classes when we are in class 9 or 10. So life, they say that it began from simple molecules. There was no life before, and we started with simple molecules like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, so on and so forth. And then from there, these nucleotides and biomonomers were formed. So we have this, then there were conservates, we say. Okay. So after that, these amino acids were produced. From there, the polymers were produced, proteins and polysaccharides. We have DNA, RNA, and so forth. From there, it came the first cells or conservates. This is what we understand about life. What is taught to us. So let's try to understand this fact. Where does life start? These are simple molecules. Is this alive? Chemicals are not alive, right? So from here, amino acids, nucleotides, carbohydrate, all this, are these alive? Then we come to proteins, DNAs, RNAs, and so forth. Does life start there? No. Then from here came the protocells, which are showing symptoms of life. So how did life enter? Suppose we have got we have got his arms, legs, eyes, all this. We have got the senses, right? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Then we have got this hands, legs, this our power of speech, then our these reproducing organs and evacuating organs. So all these are our sense organs of the body. If we keep them separate, okay, let's keep all our organs separate. So where am I? My hand is here, my legs are here, my head is here, my liver, my heart, my kidney, my bones, all these are here. Okay? So where am I? I should be there. Then let us join all this together. Arms, legs, everything. Can we make it alive? So that the living principle is there. So we have to understand that. So that is what makes me alive. That is what I am. Okay? Go to the next. So Schrodinger, we all know. He is one of the founding fathers of quantum physics. Okay? So even though he is a physicist, he wrote a monograph, a small book in 1944 on what is life. Okay? And in July 2005, this Science magazine, I hope you know this magazine. I hope it is there in your library. So this magazine, Science, they had an article about on 125 questions what we don't know. And among them, one of the questions was, what is life? It seems we know about it. You know, I have studied life sciences. I'm a biologist, like so to say. But then biologists do not study life. They study life processes. Actually, nowadays, life is studied by physicists and chemists and mathematicians. They study life based on consciousness. In science, in biology, we don't have anything about consciousness. Next. So these are food for thought. So suppose we have in Manipur, how many types of birds you have seen? Didn't notice. So you are staying near this Langol hills. So I am sure you are going to see so many birds here. So what kind of birds like is very common? Sparrow. So let's take a live bird, say a sparrow or pigeon. Okay, and if we let's keep the bird aside for a while. Suppose I have a ball or a stone in hand. Okay, stone. Okay, so if I take a position and throw the ball or the stone in air, so by the law of projectile, okay, I'm sure you know about that. So if I follow the law of projectile, then calculating my position and the velocity at which I throw the ball, then the position of the ball, where it will land and up to what height the ball will fly, it can be predicted. Yes? This is how we fire these rockets and satellites. So following the same principle, let's take a dead bird. You pick up a dead bird and we throw that dead bird in the air. And following the same law of projectile, can we predict the place where the bird will fall and to the height where the bird will go? Yes, easy. Now, let's take the living bird, which we just got from here. Okay, we take a living bird and we take a position and we throw that living bird in the air. So, by the same law of projectile, can we predict the height to which the bird will go and the place where the bird will fall? Why? Why? उड़ जाएगा. The bird will fly away. Why does it fly away? It is alive. And alive means it has got free will. Okay, it has got free will. That it can decide, it can take a decision without being affected by any other factors. It can take its own decision to fly this way or that way. So life means a living being means it has got free will. So are we alive? Are we all alive here? Is anybody dead? No. So alive means we have got free will. So we have to understand how to utilize our free will, and that is going to take us to our success in life. So this is what we understand in Vedanta, what makes us alive. So the unit of life, in science we call the unit of life as cell. Okay, but cell is alive also. So in Vedanta, the unit of life is called Atman or spirit, that we say. So this term was coined as spiriton by the director of our institute, Dr. T.D. Singh. He coined the term spiriton. Like we have electron, proton, neutron as the fundamental particles in physics. So the fundamental particle of life, taking the name spirit, and he said spiriton. So, and what is the property of this spirit or the soul? That means it makes us conscious. Are you conscious? When somebody pricks our skin, or a mosquito bites, or an ant crawls on our skin, then we can understand the presence of it, right? So, and when we have life, the next one, when we have life, then the symptoms, all other symptoms of life is shown. Suppose when a child is born, many times we find that a child is stillborn. Child is dead when is born, like within the womb, or just after birth. If the child is dead, then will the child grow up? Will the child grow? Why is that? Because life is not there. So what is making us grow? We say growth, reproduction, and what do you call? Response to stimuli, so on and so forth. But if the spirit soul is not there, then will the child or will the body respond to stimuli? No. So a human person, like human body, it is not simply the genome or the DNA. Okay. So the Vedantic point of view is that the human person is of course the genome, which contribute to the physical structure, the body, the mind, the intelligence, the ego, and beyond that is the life particle, which is me, okay, not the body. The next one, please. So, do you know this person? Have you heard of cloning? Gene cloning, DNA cloning. So, the first principle of DNA cloning is to cut the DNA. Okay. So, this is a person, Professor Werner Arber. He got a Nobel Prize for his discovery of restriction in the enzymes, the enzyme that cuts the DNA. We started this what do you call, this Human Genome Project and all these things. So he is saying, although a biologist, I must confess that I do not know how life came about, how life started from all those non-living chemicals to the living organisms. And he also is saying that when we study the cell, when we go deep and try to study the structure of the cell, it is like we are exploring a huge city. All these materials are coming in and going out. So how all these are happening, we don't know. Okay. The next one, please. He is also Nobel laureate, Albert Szent-Györgyi. He's Austrian. So he gives a very nice experience. So he says, in my search for the secret of life, I ended up with atoms and electrons which have no life at all. So he's saying, somewhere along the line, life has run out through my fingers. So now in my old age, I am now retracing my steps to find where was life. So if we study our body according to our present day physics and chemistry, then we'll understand this body is made of cells, the cells are made of these proteins and this and that, so many molecules, so many particles are there. Ultimately, we end up with atoms and electrons which have no life. Yes? So very good food for thought. Good, the next one, please. We all know this person, Niels Bohr. Okay. Let's see what he has to say. We can admittedly find nothing in physics or chemistry that has even a remote bearing on consciousness. I am conscious, I am alive, right? So to understand this consciousness, we have nothing in chemistry or physics. Yet all of us know that there is such a thing as consciousness simply because we have it ourselves. So consciousness must be a part of nature, or more generally of reality, which means that quite apart from the laws of physics and chemistry as laid down in quantum theory, we must also consider laws of quite a different nature. Bohr is saying, we are studying their theories, right? If you have time, please, you will be studying so many theories given by so many founding fathers of science. If you have time, please study about their lives as well. How they stumbled upon those theories, those equations. Then we will find that these people, they have a very deep sense of spiritual connectivity with the world and the universe. And this is how they are able to see life from a different perspective. Good, next one, please. So let's see. We try to study science. So let's see, we explore about God, that from Vedanta and science. There are three types of proofs. The first one is called pratyaksha. This one we frequently use in science. Pratyaksha means direct experience that we see by ourselves. Unless we see, we don't believe. But seeing can be sometimes misleading. Like we see the sun. Okay, the sun we see the sun as a very small disk. But by direct experience, can we say how big is the sun? We cannot. One sun can contain more than 13 million Earths. So this pratyaksha, direct experience, is misleading. Then we have anumana, or this is called inference. Most of our theories are based on inference also. Like we have with different hypotheses. So this is compared to seeing a puppet show. If we have some puppets, then we can see the puppets dancing by the strings. So we know for certain that there is a person who is handling the puppets. Yes, so we know there is a person. But can we predict, or can we say for sure that that person, without seeing, that person is a man or woman, young or old? So there's limitation to this also. So the third and the most effective is sabda, or hearing from authorities. In science also we do this. We have to give references. Okay, to whenever we cite our conclusions, we have to give reference of the authorities of science. So these are the same principles that is followed by Vedanta. So in science and spirituality, the basic process are the same, and the goal remains the same. In science, what we try to find out is the truth. In spirituality also, we try to find out the truth about life. Okay, the next one, please. So I'm saying some food for thought. So this one is a quote by Newton. So he said, this most beautiful system of suns, planets, comets could only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. Why is it like this? There's a story. I hope I have some time. So there's a story. This happened in reality. So Newton had a friend who was an atheist. Okay, so he came to his place, and Newton had prepared a very nice model of the universe with sun, moon, earth, all this, the different planets, and he had fixed some gears also. So once you rotate the crank, then the sun also moves, the planet moves in perfect unison. So this friend came and saw this model of the solar system, and he said, "Oh, Newton, you have got a very wonderful model of the solar system. So everything is so perfectly made to the perfect proportion." So he said, "Who made this?" Then Newton said, "I don't know. It just came on its own." He said, "No, somebody must have made this. Somebody who has got good knowledge of astronomy and engineering must have made this." He said, "No, nobody made. It just came. It just popped up." Then after some time, this friend got angry. And Newton said, "Okay, you calm down," he said. "So you say that this model of the solar system must be made by somebody. But then how do you claim, or how do you accept that the original solar system just came on its own?" I'm not trying to point towards God or anything. So we can have a food for thought that nothing can come out from nothing. There must be some source. And life follows the same principle also. Charles Towns, have you heard of him? Charles Towns. You know laser? I was asking for a pointer to ma'am. Okay. So it works like on the principle of laser, right? So he is a person who invented laser and maser also. Okay. So he got Nobel Prize for that. So he's saying that science itself requires faith. Generally, people say that faith means religion or spirituality. When we go into our lab, if I don't have the faith that when I run this experiment, I'm going to get this result, Can we do the experiment? So faith works in both ways, in spirituality and in science as well. The next one, please. We all know him, right? So he said a very wonderful thing about then how we can synthesize these two, science and spirituality. So we say it's supposed to be a paradigm shift. So he said spirituality is the postgraduate study of religion. So one must raise himself from a level of religion to spirituality. Okay, and we know that science and technology gives our material comfort. These fans are working. AC maybe not working now. I don't know. We have got this microphone. We have got this cam and all these things. These are given by science and technology. What we are wearing, my spectacles, the food, the car, everything. So we can't live without science and spirituality. We can live without technology. But the values, human values, understanding the meaning and purpose of life, this comes from the spiritual traditions of the world. Okay, the next one, please. So, so what can we gather from this? So I have given this title as spiritual therapeutic intervention. In life, we face situations, we have difficulties. So how can this synthesis of science and spirituality help us? So these are something like therapy, prayers, forgiveness, tolerance, and humility. Have you heard about one enzyme called BDNF? I haven't mentioned here. You can check online. BDNF. It is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Okay. So we have known from all medical studies that brain cells or the neurons, they don't regenerate very easily. So once we have brain damage, then it's going to create so much trouble. But scientists nowadays, they came to find out that there is an enzyme, there's a factor called this brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which helps in regenerating the neurons. And how it is done so? By practicing these first few qualities. Okay, you have regulated work that you like you get up early in the morning, you go for a walk or jog, you do some physical activities regularly, you try to stay positive, you try to practice forgiveness, humility, then this enzyme is produced in large amount, which helps to fight depression, anxiety, so on and so forth. So huge amount of research is going on in this field. Okay. Then, of course, also meditation. Okay. Then we have this sonic therapy, sound therapy. How many of you have issues with anger? Oh, Paji, theek hai. So it's normal to become angry. Okay. But to come down from that, just you can think like this. When you become angry, okay, can you study? Very difficult. Can you do something with a cool mind at that time? No. So when we become angry, what happens is that the frontal, we call it the frontal lobe, the frontal part of the brain, it shuts down. And it increases the secretion of adrenaline in the body, which makes us ready to fight. But when you want to fight, we fail to have proper reasoning. At those time when this part of the brain becomes blocked, at that time that people take very harsh decisions in life. Okay, in IITs, in many places in India, we hear of so many unfortunate incidents. I hope you understand what I am indicating. Okay, so such cases like suicide and so on and so forth, so many things are going on, and the numbers are increasing, although we may not claim. In Manipur also, the next speaker may be able to elaborate more. So in RIMS, this Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, I communicated with the Department of Psychology and Psychiatry. So they have a study. Okay. So I asked them to draw up the data for the youths among all the patients who come to the psychology department for treatment, for seeking medical assistance. How many are within the age group of 18 to 35? And the number was astounding. You know, so I hope the students from Manipur would be, it'll be good for you to know this also. So in Manipur itself, the numbers for 2023 and 24 was 15.9%. So there's a huge number. And for this year, 2024-25, the data is coming in. Okay. So till the month of May, from last year, the number has increased to 17.6%. Those who are from Manipur, did you know this? I was surprised also. So youths, the young generation, they are supposed to be very happy. They are supposed to be full of, joy, full of enthusiasm. But the number of depression, anxiety, all these things are increasing so much. Why? This will be there because this is what we meant by entropy. But then we should also know the solution. So these tips help. So sonic therapy, or this sonic therapeutic intervention, means we chant, we say some prayers or chant some mantra. You can select your own mantra. Okay. So in Harvard, they had a study to check what happens when people become angry or they're facing depression. So they had a study on meditation and prayer. So when somebody is praying when somebody prays, they had this MRI scan of the brain. So when they are praying, they say that those areas in the brain become highlighted, like it is exactly like when we are speaking to somebody whom we trust. See, when you are disturbed, we want to speak to somebody. And you want to be with somebody whom you can trust fully. Yes? So, Harvard is saying that when we pray, the effect that we had, that it has on the brain and the body is like exactly when we are with somebody whom we trust, who is very close. And it gives us a self-soothing or a self-calming effect. So the adrenaline that was increased in the body, when we are praying, it immediately goes down. And the frontal lobe of the brain, which was blocked, it becomes again reactivated, which help us in proper decision making. Then yoga, of course, is there. Something which you can do every day, okay, is journaling or write down. Do you write diary? Please do. Okay, and in the diary, you write down what you did wrong. Okay, every day, what you did wrong, and where you want to rectify. Keep that diary, and in the next 1 year or 2 years, you go back and check your diary. Then you can find out how much you have improved or where you have to work on. It helps a lot. Okay. And saying thanks. Okay, the next one, please. So this is one chart. It helps a lot. In life, what we can do is that just find out important things and not important things. Those which are urgent and not urgent. Okay. So you can do like this. If it is important and urgent, then do it now. If it is important but not urgent, then delegate. You decide when to do it. If it is not important but urgent, you delegate it to somebody. Okay, so that it gets done in time. And if it is not important and not urgent, then what do you do with that? If something is not important and not urgent, then forget it. Okay. So we have to select our priorities in life. One small thing I wanted to share with you before we wind up. Why are you here? Why did you select to study engineering? Yes? To study various subjects, okay. To gather knowledge, right? Yes? Bright future, very bright. Bright future means? Yes. We went to school for knowledge. Yes? For knowledge. We went to college, we went to university, you came to NIT for knowledge. After going out for NIT, you may go on for MS or PhD, postdoc. After that, we look for job. And in job, what do we look for? Money. The more the better. So we started our journey with the search or quest for knowledge. And we ended up with money. So where the knowledge went out? Kaha gaya? Somewhere knowledge has gone out. And the irony is that when you start doing job, except for those who are teachers, in job, whatever we studied, nothing is used. Yes? So it's very nice. We spend 25 to 30 years of our life studying so many subjects, and when we do a job, nothing is used. Sometimes we get a job somewhere else, completely different from our field then. And also when we get a degree, at home, like you all will have family, like as you go on in life. Of course, I didn't get married, so I'm like this. So, so when you have family means there will be fights, there will be arguments. Two person means two different opinions. So life has to go on like that. But does our education system teach us how to adjust in life? No. So what good is our degree? It doesn't help in life. Of course it helps. But the real thing, we get lost. So that's why we have to study something called spirinomics. Okay. Again, this term was given by our director a long time back. So after, in the society, you go for a job, you do a job, and the principle of work is based on cheating. Do you agree? We have a price. This thing will have a price tag. This is called the MRP. It is produced at a little bit lower rate. Then we have different taxes. And the person who sell tax on and so forth. So are we getting this thing for a real price? Exact price? No. So in life, the more somebody is able to cheat others, he is understood to be very intelligent. This is the funny thing about this age. Is cheating good? But everybody does so. So you are here, so when you go for a job, you are going to be exploited by your boss. Yes or no? True, it's true. So the world works on exploitation. So I have been exploited, I was exploited, now when I get a job, some people will be under me, so I will also exploit them. Is this not a cycle that's going on in this world? You are going to be exploited, which like we all are. Those who are more powerful than us, those who are more highly placed than us, they are going to exploit us for their benefit. Okay? So in life, when we have some skills, you may also start some enterprise, you may have your own startups, you may have your own companies. So the workers who are there, who are working for you, are you going to exploit them? Because I was exploited. No harm in that. So what do you think? So can you, or do you want to be a part to break this cycle of cheating and cheated? Do you think you can? Then your life will change, our country will change. We are not able to change because we like to remain within the loop. It is comfortable to remain in the loop. Things are there. But to come out from that, it requires tremendous amount of two things. discipline and tapasya. Tapasya means hard work. To be successful in life, especially for students, of course it applies to teachers, businessmen, anybody. If you want to be successful in life, two things, just remember. Tapasya and discipline. Hard work and discipline. If you have these two things, nobody can stop you from being successful in life. And success doesn't mean absence of failures. The next one, please. Success doesn't mean absence of failure. Then what does it mean? Success means no matter how many times you fail, you have got the guts and the energy to again stand up. Again go towards your goal. Okay? Because failures will be there. But as I said, failures are stepping stone to success, but don't fail. Okay. So, can we have another activity? And we shall wind up with this. Okay? So, you can have a group of, you have 5, right? Okay. You can have, those are sitting 5 is okay. So, those are 4, you can divide yourself into 4, 4 or 5, no problem. So, we are going to solve problems. Please imagine, this problem can be real life problem or imaginary problem. Okay, you can imagine something, or you can select some problems that you are facing now. Okay, so one person can say your problem, and the remaining friends can give suggestions how to solve it. Are you able to understand? So you can divide yourself into 4, 4. The second row can have like 4, 4 each. The first row can have 5. This front row can have 3, no problem. Okay, you can have 4 or 5 persons. So one person can relate your problem, others give solution. I'll give you 5 minutes, would be okay, or 3 minutes. 3 is okay. So I'll give you 3 minutes. You have 30 seconds. Okay. So did you get some solution? So done? So can we come back? Okay. So thank you. So now let's follow. Where is my sir to change my slides? So we have now we have the same topic. You are going to discuss the same problem. The same person is going to give the same problem, and others are going to help. So we'll follow this principle. Okay. Just so this is, we call it the growth strategy. Okay. So you can follow this. First, you can ask this question: the goal. What is the goal, or what do you desire to achieve? What is it that you want to do? Okay. And after you get that answer, ask the next question about the reality. What is your current status? Okay, to achieve that goal. Then the next one is, what are the options? What are the choices you have? What are the resources with you? The next one, sir. Then what will you do then? After you have the resources, you know the resources are there, the choices are there, what will you do? Then the next one is, T is the tactics, and then H is the habit. And how are you going to achieve that? What tactics are you going to use? Okay. And the next one is, after you achieve success, after you achieve success, do you want to achieve success one time, or you want to continue that? So how are you going to sustain your success? Okay. So we'll have the same exercise. You can go back to your same group, and the person who get the problem, you can still give your same problem. And others, you please ask that person, ask your friend these questions, and you try to find the solution. Okay. So is it understood? So I'll give you for this 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay. So your time starts now. 9. Maybe our teachers can also join in. Do you need some more time? One minute? 2 minutes? Done? Done? Okay. So okay. So can I have you here? So in the previous exercise and this one, the same person was saying the problem, and others were giving the solution. Others were doing the talking. They were giving suggestions. Okay. So what difference did you find in the previous exercise and this one? In the first one, who was giving the solution? Others. Yes? Others were giving solution. Others don't know so much about me. Okay. Those who don't know about me, they were trying to give me solutions about my life. Yes? And in the next one, who was sharing the problem? The same person. And who was giving the solution? The same person. So what do you see now? Their problems will be there. If there are problems, then solution must be there. In your exams, your teacher will ask, find a solution to this problem. Yes? They'll give you some equation, x plus y, this. Find the solution. So can there be a problem? Can there be a question or a problem without a solution? We may not know for the time being, but the teacher knows. Yes? So life also works like that. Problems will come. At the moment, we may not know the solution, but solution is there. So a problem cannot exist without a solution. So a problem is dependent on the solution. The solution may be a little bit far away from me, but it is there. Okay. So Clive would discuss in the previous slide the spironomics. We have to be financially sound in life to get what we need, okay, for our requirements or to help the society. But in that process of earning money, in that process of improving our economic situation, we have to have a little bit of tinge of spirituality in us, so that what we do, we're aware of how my actions are affecting my surroundings, the environment, the people around me. This is what we call sustainable development. Okay? And it will work when we have this understanding of spirituality in us. The next one. So this is my last slide. So this is just another food for thought. So in life, we started our talk with entropy. So do you have your rooms now in the hostel? How many students stay together in one room? 4, 8, 6, 7. How do you manage? Okay. So when you go to a room, sometimes you want to a little bit clean the room to make things proper. More for the girls, I don't know for the boys. The boys also, of course. just kidding. So when you arrange your room, you have kept your books nicely. Your bed sheets are washed, ironed, like placed good. Everything is in their proper place. At that time, you will have very good thoughts, creative thoughts. It makes you happy actually. When you keep your surrounding clean. So when you keep your surrounding clean, if it makes you happy, just imagine what happens if you keep your mind clean. Okay, so that means it makes you happy. In life, we go through so many ups and downs. So when you go on a road, okay, then there may be pebbles, there may be thorns. It makes it difficult to walk. So to walk on a street or on a road, we use good quality footwear. Yes, shoes should be comfortable. In life, so you may have some brand of shoes that you may like. Okay, there are many brands in the market. So life is a journey. I hope you will agree to that. Journey means there is a path. So on this path of life, there are also going to be disturbances. There are also going to be many thorns and like pebbles, all these things which continuously pricks us. So to walk on the path of life, which brand of shoes will you use? I'll repeat. To walk on the path of life comfortably, which brand of shoes will you use? Nike, Reebok, Adidas, whatever. It's not going to, those shoes are not going to work. So there is one brand of shoe. If you get it, if you wear it, then you can walk on your life journey very comfortably. That brand is called the shoes of self-satisfaction. If you're satisfied with the little or with the small things in life, then you'll be happy. So our next speaker is here. So welcome, Dr. Pampak. In our childhood, we used to play together. She's like my sister. So she's a very nice speaker from RIMS. So you're going to get a lot of information from here. So in life, if you're fortunate to get the source of self-satisfaction, you're not going to depend on others for your happiness and distress. That satisfaction is going to be with you. Okay? So if your room, like when you prepare your room nicely, the next day you come back, are things scattered? After 2 days, 3 days, again the same thing. So entropy has worked on my room. So what to do? Reorganize. Reorganize your lifestyle. Again reorganize. Okay? Things are going to get scattered. Things are going to get, like difficult, topsy-turvy. Just reorganize. Again come back, again reorganize. Okay? Then reflect on your strength and weakness. Think about it. Introspect where you are now, where you want to be, okay, and where you were before. Right. So try to take this test. Introspect. After that, reform those habits. Again, reform. But when you come to this point, things are still going to be, affected by the same entropy. So what do? Again, reorganize. So if we follow this principle, then, life can be better for us. And we can also assist others in their life as well. So thank you very much for your patience. Is there any questions or comment on what we discussed? So before I disembark from this stage, I have come from ISKCON temple, which is not so far, and I saw on your schedule that you are going to visit on 30th, is it? So you're going to come to our ISKCON temple, but I will not be there, unfortunately, because after I finish this talk, I have to rush to the airport, going to Calcutta, and tonight itself at 2, I'll be catching a flight to Indonesia, to Bali. Okay. So I go there every year. So they have some seminars organized. So in Indonesia, there is a place called Bandung. So like in India, we have got IIT. They have got this IT Bandung. So this is like the top institute for science and technology. So they have organized some seminars for me there. And we are going to go to a few other cities as well, some villages also, to meet people. There is one city of students called Yogyakarta we have. So in India, we have got Anand in Gujarat. So in Indonesia, they have this Yogyakarta. So they have all different universities. There are so many students there. So last year we had some interaction with different religious communities, and those programs were organized by our this Muslim students and also our Hindu friends. So things are compatible there. So I hope I can see you again. So in temple you have I'll inform the authorities. So you have a good time. And I wish you all success in your stay in Manipur. Thank you so much.
On behalf of NIT Manipur, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Ramanuja Das, for such an enlightening and thought-provoking session on science and spirituality. The insights you shared today have given us a new perspective on how we can balance our modern daily life with while staying connected to our inner self. We deeply appreciate the time and effort you took to be with us today and for generously sharing your wisdom and experience. Once again, thank you, sir, for inspiring us and making the session a truly memorable one. The students have enjoyed the group activities also. A huge round of applause for us, sir. Before we continue with our next session, we have a slight interval, a slight break. Students, kindly be seated. And research scholars, please help in distributing the snacks. And please be silent. Boys. Now I would like to call upon our respected medical officer, Dr. Sanasam Bidyabasuni, to kindly introduce and welcome our next honorable guest. Very good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce such an eminent personality. She is an alumni of Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. She joined Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, IMPHAL, as assistant professor in the year 2020 in the Department of Clinical Psychology. In addition to the psychological support she gives to her patients, she has been actively advocating for better awareness of mental health issues in various media platforms, as well as giving career guidance services to young students and youths like yourself. She is none other than Dr. Pampak Khumukcham, Assistant Professor, Clinical Psychology, RIMS. Let's welcome her with a big round of applause.
Good morning, dear students. And thank you, Doctor, for giving me this brief introduction. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Pampak Khumukcham, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. And presently, I'm working in the Department of Clinical Psychology, RIMS. And apart from that, even I'm also doing my PhD, and this is my last year. So I can relate. I can actually relate how stressful a student's life could be, right? So the topic that has been assigned to me today is stress management. Everyone is comfortable with English, right? In meantime, can I speak Hindi also? Yeah, I know that one. Chalo. So before I start with this one, anybody from this group, can you tell me like what you have actually learned from the previous session? What you have learned? क्या सीखा आप लोग ने? Yeah, how to tackle your problem. Problem matlab any kind of changes that is happening to you, right? Any situation or changes that is happening to you, how to tackle it. That is also one of the stress management technique. Okay. So I will start with the topic stress management. So before I come directly to the topic stress management, it is very important that we know what stress is about. What is stress? If you don't know that, like whether you are stressed out, then how you are going to manage your stress? First, we have to know what is stress, what is the source of stress, what can be the source of stress, what are the symptoms of stress, and when you are aware that like you are stressed or distressed, that's when you can take the step. That's when you can manage your stress, right? So, stress, it is a natural part of life. It is a natural part of life. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, stress is also part of it. So this is something we cannot entirely avoid. Stress is something we cannot entirely avoid. Okay? But the only thing is that if we learn how to manage our stress, then we will be able to control ourselves. We will be able to control the stress. And another thing is like life changes are the major stressor. There are many sources of stress. It can be the causes of stress, like for example, you joining over here, coming to a new place, to new environment, getting married, changing the job, and you are being taking care of your illness and all. These are all the stressor of life. But you have to remember that even though this stressor or the changes, it can also be quite productive to us also. It can benefit to us also. For example, you coming over here, it's challenging, it's stressful, I know that. But the thing is that you are going to have a lot of experience over here, which is very important for your personal growth, isn't it? You're going to make a lot of friends. From here, you're going to make your career, right? So even though stress, it's sometimes very overwhelming, but it can also help you to grow. There's a lot of opportunities present over here. So awareness of how you interpret and react to the situation is the key. Being aware that whether you are stressed or not, that is the key to manage your stress. For example, same situation. Everyone over here, okay? You're coming from different places. Some of you are from Manipur, right? So same situation, same college, same institute, everything is same. But for some of you, you might perceive the situation as, interpret the situation very positively. You might be excited. Okay, you might be very happy coming over here. And for some people, this same situation or the changes that is happening, it can be quite overwhelming. It can be quite stressful. So it depends on the way how you interpret or perceive the situation. Develop coping technique to minimize the harmful effect. So when this stress, when it is not managed properly, or when it is left unmanaged, then what happens is like it can impact our physical as well as the mental health. Physical health, for example, hypertension, okay, and mental health, for example, depression and all. These are some of the problems that arise when stress are not managed properly. So when we come up with a very healthy coping technique or how to manage our stress, then we will be able to manage our stress. We will be able to handle the kind of the mental health issues or the physical health issues that might arise due to the prolonged or the sustained amount of stress that we are having, right? So I said like it depends on the way how we interpret the situation, right? So stress is the physical and mental reaction when there is any changes or event that happen in our body. So what is this? Any change, when there is a change, when you shifted from your place to over here, when you come for the first time in the college, what happened? There is a lot of pressure, right? There is a lot of pressure that is happening to you, a lot of pressure. That is what stress is about. So when this lot of pressure comes, then our body react in a certain way. Our body react in a certain way. It react physically, mentally, as well as psychologically, behaviorally. Everything is affected. That is what stress is about. And when there are two types of stress that we have to remember. One is like distress. This is the one we are talking about. Everyone talk that I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. So this is the distress. This is the type of the stress that we are talking about, negative. When we see the situation or the changes that is happening to us from a negative view, then what happens is like we stress out. We become overwhelmed. We become out of control. That is what negative stress or distress is about. And another thing is like when you see the situation or the changes that is happening to you from a positive point of view, okay, then that is known as then what happens is like you feel energized. You feel very much focused to your study. You feel concentrated. That is what stress is about. And this is what we know as positive stress or a good stress. Okay. And sometimes what happens, like even you are having a good stress, when you have this sense of like you are feeling like overwhelmed or out of control, then it can turn that good stress can also turn into a negative stress. Okay, next. So what are the causes of stress? What actually causes stress? Let's see. Stress is something which is part of our life, okay? It is something we just cannot cut off entirely. So, effect of changes. When we come from adjusting to the new life situations, like you coming over here, I'll give an example again and again for here because I know it's quite stressful for you. For some of you, it might be quite exciting, but for some of you, it's like when changes are happening to us, shifting places, colleges, right? Coming from your leaving your family and all, then it causes stresses. And another one is the external challenges. So when you feel that there is a lot of pressure or threatening happening to us, for example, there is the demand from your college, academic demand, academic pressure, right? So these are some of the external challenges which make us more stressful. and loss of control, personal control. So when you feel that like you are overwhelmed and you feel like, oh no, I'm not able to control, I will be not able to do all this stuff, I will not able to complete my studies, that kind of fear or that kind of thinking comes when you feel that you are not in your control, then what happens is that it also causes stress. Next. So common stressor that I have said, that the external one, the demand that we are having to us, these are all the common stressor of stress. Next. So among the student, so National Institute of Mental Health, they have come up with some of the common causes of stressor, matlab common causes of stress. See, increased academic demand. So after coming to the colleges, it will be quite tough, right? Till class 12, the kind of study you are doing, again it will be doubling up. Right. So there is a lot of demand. When there is a lot of demand, then stress increases. When you are being on in your own way in the new environment, that it also increases stress. Change in the family relationship, financial responsibilities, changes in your social life. When you meet new people, new ideas is there, and a lot of temptation is there, peer pressure. That is also one of the causes of stress. And awareness of your sexual identity and orientation. This is also with many of the adolescents. It happens in this period of life. Okay. So, and preparing for life after graduation. So these are some of the causes of source of stress among the students as reported by the NISM. Next. So first we know that like what are the causes? What is stress? That is like some pressure is put on us, then we try to respond. Physically, emotionally, and psychologically. That is what stress is about, right? And again, we also know that what are the causes, what is the thing that actually cause stresses, right? The academic pressure, you know, the relationship, the financial pressure, a lot of things has been discussed. Now, what we come is like symptoms of stress. Symptoms of stress. These symptoms can be divided into three parts. That is the physical symptoms, mental and emotional symptoms, and the behavioral symptoms. For some of you, you might come up with the physical symptoms. Some of you might only the emotional and the mental symptoms, and some of you only the behavioral symptoms, or combination of these three. Right. So when we talk about the physical symptoms, does it happen to you like, you know, whenever, while you are studying, when you study for a long period of time, okay. When you study for like 2-3 hours a day, 2-3 hours, continuous 2-3 hours a day. So is there anything uncomfortable or change that happen in your body? Does it happen? क्या क्या होता है? Huh? Tiredness is there, right? Okay. Any other? Neck pain, muscle pain, right? Headache. होता है कि नहीं होता? होता है. Okay, very good. So these are some of the headache, fatigue. These are some of the sweating and all these things. These are some of the symptoms of stress. These are some of the physical symptoms of stress. And it is temporary in nature. It is temporary. Okay. And another is like mental and emotional symptoms are also present. कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि like you become very anxious, irritable. कभी होता है? पढ़ाई करते करते, you know, like you become very anxious, very irritable, not able to, you know, sleep disturbance is there. You are not able to sleep. And if you sleep also, you are not able to get a sound sleep. Does it happen with you all? Okay, everything is happening. That means stress is there, right? Okay, then I'll come to the stress management part. Okay, so lack of concentration is also one of the things that you have to remember. ऐसा भी होता है ना कि like, you know, you are studying for a long period of time. When you are very much in stress, you are not able to concentrate on your study. Minute thing, you are able to take your decision, but now when you are in stress, you are not able to take your decision. क्या सही है, क्या गलत है, you are not able to differentiate. Right? So you are not able to focus, give attention, memory problem is there, you forget whatever that you remember. ठीक है, and कभी कभी छोटे छोटे चीज भूल जाते हो कि like you keep your keys and you don't know where you have kept your keys, your books and all. So these are all the symptoms of stress. And even the sexual problems. Sexual problem is also one of the mental and the emotional problem that we are having with the when you are stressed out. We should not be don't feel ashamed when we talk about the sexual health or the reproductive health and all these things. This is something that as a student, as a human being, we have to know about it. Okay, next. And the behavioral symptoms that we are talking about, this is the most risky kind of behavior. This is a risk behavior that we are talking about. For example, when you are stressed out, you are very much irritable. Eating pattern is also disturbed. Sometimes you overeat when you are stressed out, and in some people you see like they are not eating at all. Bhook nahi lagta, loss of appetite. Yeah, harsh treatment to other. Sometimes you are not that person, but you talk in a very rude way. You talk in a way that can hurt other people. Increased smoking or alcohol consumption. This is one of the things that we see among the students, among the adolescents group, because when they are in this emotional burden or the pain, what happens is that they try to escape from that one for temporary escape. So they try to come up with this kind of risky behavior like smoking, alcohol consumption. And when it sustained for a long time, it can impact your physical as well as the mental health. Okay. Compulsive shopping and spending. This is something we see mostly among the girls. Okay, now to online shopping and everything is there. So whenever they are stressed, they try to buy something, like compulsive way of just to decrease the pain that they are going through. They try to come up with this kind of compulsive act. So these are the thing, why this is happening is like when we are in stress, there are certain hormone that has been released in our body. Certain hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, these are all the symptoms, are the chemicals that are released when we are in stress. Not only emotionally, physically, but inside us also, there is a lot of process that is taking place. So for which, it affects our metabolisms, it affects our immune system, and it affects our vital organ also. That's why these are some of the symptoms that I have mentioned. So from here, maybe like few of you might come up with only the physical symptoms. Few of you might be the combination of the three. So you have to know whether you are stressed or not. Next. So three things that we remember, we have learned today, right? What are they? I want to be a little bit interactive so that, so that it's not boring for you also. Because I can understand that like staying in this room for 1 or 2 hours sitting over here, it can be quite stressful. Yes or no? Yes, that's why. Let's be interactive so that you can take whatever that we are discussing today, because this is something that can help you to manage or cope with your stress very effectively. Okay. So what have we learned? Tell me. क्या हमने आज पढ़ा है? 3 things that I have mentioned. Stress क्या होता है? Right? Okay. And what are the source of stress? आप में क्या होता है? Just try to be aware of what are the stressor. जो stressor आपके साथ होता है, stressor होता है, it might not be a stressor to the another person. So you have to identify, मेरा stressor क्या है? What is causing me stress? What caused stress to me? And what are the symptoms? And symptoms is also different from one person to another. Yes or no? So you have to know whether how my body is responding, how my body is reacting. वो symptoms होता है. So when you are aware of these 3, then the next step is like you will know how to manage. The first thing is like set priorities. ये सब तो आप लोग ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से किया होगा, I think, है ना? Coming to this institute after a competitive examination and all, it can be quite stressful, but you have set your priorities, right? So try to remember that kind of coping that you have done during your, preparation time. That is something we call it as healthy coping. Because वहाँ पे आप लोग ने किया होगा, time management किया होगा, किया है कि नहीं? Time management किया होगा, then you prioritize on the thing that is important to you, right? So these are the things that you have to remember, because these are already something that you people have already done. So जो चीज healthy होता है, जिस चीज से you know, it makes you quite relaxed, prevent or manage your stress, you have to use that particular thing. That is, set your priorities. आप लोग ने किया है, and you can also do it. Just try to remember, because यहाँ पे आने के बाद there will be a lot of other things also you will find out. But you have to see what is important for you, what is the immediate thing that I have to do, because that also increase your level of stress. Practice facing challenges. So I can also see some of you, I mean, while I ask the question, you answer it. ठीक है? Easy पड़ता है, no? You feel quite happy, excited होता है. For some of you, maybe you want to answer it, but you are scared of it. Is it right? होता है. So if you try to find out like what are the things you are scared, or what are the things that make you more stressed out. For example, speaking in front of people, coming in the stage, or talking in front of the teachers, or answer karna, you know, like anything, or examination stress. Try to find out what are the things that actually cause stress to you. Then you can practice it again and again at your place. For example, talking to friends, or talking to the teachers, asking questions. You can practice by yourself. With the people, surrounding people, or with a friend that whom you can trust. Or like, for example, examination fear hota hai, examination stress hota hai, then what you can do is like, you can get the previous year questions, you can practice. Take care. So it will help you to reduce and manage your stress level. Next. So expectation. Everyone is different. We have our own unique potential. We have our own unique potential and personality, qualities. Everyone is different. Okay. So what is important is like, we have to know ourselves so that we can set a very rational expectation. For example, you feel that like, okay, tomorrow I have an exam. Okay. Tomorrow I have an exam. I haven't read anything. Then I'll study for like 5-6 hours. Is it possible? Is it possible to finish your chapters in like 1 or 2 hours? Or the whole book in 5 or 6 hours? No. That is that expectation that you can do it, because that is not in your control. For some people, you might be able to. For some people, you might not be able to come up with that thing, right? So you have to set a realistic goal, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, but you have to remember that like, the kind of the effort that you're putting, you should appreciate that one. That is the thing that you should give credit. You should not compare with other people. You should compare with yourself. You should see like what is your, credit. What is the thing that you are good at, and just focusing on that thing. Healthy lifestyle. यहाँ पे तो like, a lot of program also going on. Apart from your study, it will be quite chaotic for you also. A lot of classes and all. So try to focus on some of the relaxation technique or the meditation technique. Half an hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's fine. But take time for yourself. Because nobody is coming to help you. You are the one who have to help yourself. If you love yourself, then you'll be able to do a lot of things very productively also. So you have to love yourself. Doing exercise, resting for a time, meditation and all these are also good things. Right? Accept the change and build support. You know that change is inevitable, right? And talk to the friends. Whenever you feel like you are very overwhelmed, there are a lot of friends over here, right? So try to talk with the friends. It's okay. Sometimes you need to ventilate your emotion. Sometimes you need to, structure. You need to ventilate the kind of the fear or the anxiety or the anxiousness that you are having right now. Maybe your parents is not there, then you can talk with your friend. But try to remember this thing. When you talk, when you share your emotion, try to talk with people whom you feel like they won't judge you. Because sometimes, because of the judgment, being judgmental attitude, again, it can add pressure on you. So you have to find whom to talk, not to talk. And there is a doctor over here. You can talk to them. Your teachers, you can talk to them, or any other. Okay. Avoid false stress reliever. This is the one I was talking about. We feel because of the emotional pain, we feel that, okay, I'll drink alcohol or, I'll do smoking, then my stress relief. But that is a myth. It doesn't release your stress. Instead, it is something that can actually come up with more emotional or more psychological problems. Like, for example, because of the consistent use of alcohol or, other kind of substance use disorder and all, it can come up. And because of the alcohol or the substance that you are taking, it can impact your health, right? Physical health also. So we should try to avoid the forced relief stress. Next. So these are the technique that I was talking about, that I was previously talking about. So try to do an activity scheduling for your day-to-day activity. So at what time you get up? What time you get up every day? 5 to 6. Okay, what about your lunch? What about your study time? No study time. Why? College आने के बाद थक जाते हो. Is it? Okay, but you should remember that, if you want to handle your stress, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. After that, there will be more, classes, more things to study. Lot of things will be there. So from the beginning, you should start with an activity scheduling for your day-to-day activity. Try to find out what are the activities that you do every day. Okay, you should have your study time also, because studying at the end of the day, at the time of the examination also, it causes a lot of stress. Yes or no? So try to figure out what are the things that you can do, like what time you should get up, what time you should eat, study time, and your leisure time also. That is also very important. Okay, in order to manage your stress, it is very important. And while setting the time, just be very reasonable. Sometimes we say like, okay, I'll get up at 5 in the morning. So sometimes it may happen that you might not be able to get up at 5. Yes or no? Then, क्या होता है कि like you will get demotivated. नहीं यार, आज नहीं जाऊंगी class. I was not able to wake up at 5, so like that demotivate you. So what you're going to do is try to set the time in a very reasonable way. Like for example, if you are going to get up by 5, then you can set the time by like 4:30 to 5:30. So when you fix this time in a very rational way or reasonable way, what happens is that when you're able to get up first in the morning, then it will motivate you to do all the activities, day-to-day activity without stress, managing the stress. Okay, so try to set the time. So let's say no to protect your priorities. Sometimes it happens, coming to the colleges, meeting new friends, lot of people, you feel like, okay, because of the peer pressure or because of some other things that, when you say no, you might say, you are scared that like you'll be left out. But sometimes it is important that you try to say no and prioritize what is important to you, but not in a rude way. But not in a saying no, not in a rude way. Sometimes you can say that, right? So rely on the support system. So these are some of the healthy coping technique. So when I say unhealthy coping technique, matlab, sometimes it happen, no, the thing that I was talking about, taking substances or alcohol or smoking, right? So these are all you believe that this is something that relieve your stress for a period of time. But these are called the unhealthy technique. Okay, next. So here I'll be talking about stress, depression a little bit, because among the adolescents we have found that like depression and stress is one of the commonest mental health illness that we found among the student, among the college life, because of a lot of the demands that has been putting on us. So when this stress is not managed properly, if it is unmanageable, it's not managed properly, then it can lead to a condition known as clinical depression. Depression तो सुना होगा आपने? Yes or no? सुना है कि नहीं सुना? सुना है. So depression is very common among the adolescents. That's why I bring up this particular disorder. So depression में क्या होता है कि like the symptom is more or less the same with stress. But stress का जो symptoms होता है, it is like for a few period of time, then it goes away. But for depression, when we see these symptoms that you are seeing, you know, like physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, or the behavioral symptoms that you are having, it will last for more than 2 weeks. It will last for more than 2 weeks. And another thing is like, it actually affect your everyday functioning also. Your coming to classes, going to colleges, take care, your relationship, your personal activity, day-to-day activity, everything is hampered due to the symptoms, due to the depression that you are having. So, and another thing that you have to remember, but that is not a weakness, okay? So I having a depression, for example, I having a depression, it doesn't mean that I'm weak. Maybe because of the lot of the stressor that I'm having, because of that, maybe I'm not able to handle it properly or manage it properly. That's why I came up with this kind of condition. So whenever you have this kind of symptoms of, or if you feel that you are being depressed, you are depressed, then you should come out for help. You should come out for help. Because it is treatable. It is treatable, 80% will improve. So these are the symptoms. So most of you should remember the symptoms that I have mentioned over here, and the most important symptoms that you have to remember in depression is like hopelessness. You feel hopeless, you feel helpless, and sometimes you feel you are not worthy. You feel I'm burdened. Right? Apart from the other cognitive symptoms that I was talking about, cognitive matlab your thinking process. You are not able to think properly, take a critical thinking, not able to do, memory problem is there. These are some of the symptoms. And another associated symptoms of depressions, as we say, is like appetite. Sometimes, no, it's okay when you're not able to eat it for like 1 or 2 days, it's fine. But you are not able to eat it for a long period of time. You are not feeling, hungry. You don't feel like eating, even though you are hungry also, you are not able to eat. These are some of the, if it continue for a period of time, like 1 or 2 weeks, then it is something that you need to talk about. And even sleep disturbance. Sleep disturbance that I say 1 or 2 days, that's fine. But if it continue, then that is a problem. Sometimes you might not be able to sleep, able to fall asleep, or you wake up in the middle of the night and again not able to fall asleep, or sometimes you oversleep. Even though you sleep a lot, but still you're wanting to sleep more and more. You sleep more and more. These are some of the symptoms of depression. Next. This is what I have mentioned over here. Concentration, decision making and all. And another thing is like when the depression is very severe, because of the emotional pain that you are having, some people might come up with a thought of killing themselves. That is like suicide. This is very common. This is all because of the emotional pain or the emotional burden. They feel like they are not able to get out from that emotional turmoil. Next. So if these symptoms last for like more than 2 weeks, then it is very important that you seek for professional help, mental health professional or the doctors over here. Okay? Because this depression is treatable, something which is quite, we can treat them and you can recover very effectively. Yeah, next one. Again, I'll come to the another topic which is very common, because we feel that we should not talk about suicide, but if we want to prevent suicide, because suicide is a thing which is quite preventable. If we want to prevent suicide, then we should talk about suicide more and more. Because sometimes we feel that when you come up with this kind of thought, you might feel ashamed and you might feel that like you are being weak, but that is not true. See, severe depression can lead to suicide. That is one of the things that is happening. Cause of death among the adolescents. And among the men and women, we see is that, women attempt suicide. There's something called like attempt suicide, and sometimes people take into action, succeed the suicide. So among men and women attempt suicide more often, but men, they succeed 4 times. Okay, so talking about suicide, actually it can save life. Next. So these are some of the common myths and fact about suicide. So if someone wants to die, nobody can stop them. That is what we felt, which is not true. So when most people want help, not death, because like when they are talking about suicide, they are asking for help actually. Because of the emotional pain that they are going through, they feel like they are not able to get out from there. That's why they are calling for help. So we should talk about, if you feel that like if some of your friends or maybe any member of your family, they are showing symptoms of depression, they are showing some warning sign, then you should talk about it. And asking about suicide gives them the idea. Sometimes we feel that if we say, we are very confused. No? Sometimes we feel like if we talk about suicide to the people, then even though they don't have that kind of thinking also, they might come with the ideation, which is not true. Sometimes when you feel that they are talking about suicide, when you talk about suicide to them, then it shows that they feel that they are someone who can trust or care. There are some people whom I can trust who care for me. And suicide happen out of blue, which is also not true. Sometimes you will see the warning sign like maybe like week or months or 6 months, okay, days, months. So there will be a lot of warning sign. So we should know the warning sign if you want to prevent suicide. Next. So sometimes they will talk about suicide. I'm not worthy, I feel like dying. I want to die. These are some of the common. We should not take it very easily. If people are talking about it in the social network or anywhere, if your friend is talking about anything about dying or killing themselves, then you should go and talk to them. We should go. Even though you won't be able to help them, but what you can do is just listen to them. Maybe they may be having a lot of emotional pain that they want to ventilate. Right? And statement of hopelessness, helplessness, worthlessness, like I'm a burden to my family, I don't think I can do it, I won't be able to progress in my life, right? So these are some of the warning signs. Preoccupation with death, sudden calmness or happiness after distress. There is sudden change in the behavior of the person. Sudden change, it can be in a very extreme way or in a good way. For a few, they were very much anxious, then suddenly they are very calm. And giving away position or setting affair in another unexpectedly, like this is known as the preparatory behavior, which they try to give the things, which is very close to them to other, saying that like it is of no use to me, you can use it and all. So these are some of the preparatory behavior or the warning sign that we can see when they have this suicidal ideation and all. Next. So today I'm going to talk about something. How many of you are in this batch? How many of you? 200, 300? How many? Kitna? Okay. So, kitna time ho gaya yahan pe? First, 1 year. 1 week ho gaya. Okay. Have you guys met and make friends? Okay. Group ho raha hai yahan pe? Group. Okay. So this in order to manage stress, as you people have come from your native place and far away from your place and all, we need support, right? We need support from one another. So this is known as the empathetic circle. So empathetic circle mein what you can do is like whenever you can form a group of like 2 or 3 people or like 4 or 5 or 10 people, and you can share. Because there is a lot of emotional tension or the stressful changes in your life, right? So you can sit down and you can try to give a safe space where you try to listen to them. You share one by one, they can share your emotional stress or the problem that you are having. Okay. And that's how you can ventilate your problem. That's how it will help you to relieve from the stress. This is known as the empathetic circle. Next. So, what will happen? What is the benefit of this empathetic circle? That is like it will help you to reduce the emotional burden or the emotional pain that you are having, and the, like peer trust, care will be more, and normalize talking about stress in a healthy way, because now you have known that like stress is something which is part of our life and we cannot just avoid it completely. And it is also a good thing in a way, right? When you have a little bit of stress, it motivates you a lot. When you have exam, what you do? You study. Why is that? Because you are a little bit stressed. That's why it pushes you, right? But when this stress is more, and when you feel that you are not able to control it, that's where this stress becomes a negative stress. Okay, next. So in the previous session, you spoke about, sir spoke about the mindfulness technique? Yes or no? Mindfulness क्या होता है? What is mindfulness? Next. So mindfulness technique में, what we know, what you do in mindfulness technique, it is very important nowadays that like we practice mindfulness. Mindfulness में क्या होता है कि like everyone, we are very busy with a lot of thoughts, right? Future के बारे में हम बहुत सोचते हैं. We think about our future, and most of the time we think about our past. क्या हो रहा होगा, घर में क्या हो रहा होगा. No, there's a lot of things that is happening. So we are not able to be aware of our present. We are not in our present. That's why you are being stressful. So what we do in the mindfulness technique is like we pay attention in a particular way in our present. We try to be in our present so that we are calm, we are relaxed. So we try to be in the present with full awareness on purpose without being judgmental. Because we human beings, we are very judgmental. So whenever a thought comes to us, what happens? We try to ask question again and again and again. So when you ask the question, what happens is that thoughts come again and again. It's in a cycle. It goes round and round and round. Right? So we are not able to be in the present. So what in mindfulness, what we are going to do is like we are trying to be in the present without being judgmental. No matter what it is, just acknowledge the thought or the emotion that you are having and we just let it go. That is what mindfulness technique is about. Next. So it is a practical way, something. I'll let you know how to do it also. Next one. Next. Okay. So why mindfulness is very important? Why mindfulness is very important? Mindfulness means staying in the present, full awareness about it without being judgmental. Right? So stimulus and reaction. What happened? क्या होता है कि like when, for example, a friend of yours says something very bad about you. क्या होता है? What will be your reaction? I want an interactive session. क्या होता है जब, a friend of yours, says something very bad thing about you? Huh? Bolo, you can stand up. It's a good thing. This is a part of your personality development also. Speaking in front of the people, speaking in front of the classes. That's why I say, coming over here, there's a lot of opportunity. Feel bad. When you feel bad, what happens? गुस्सा हो जाता है. You try to shout. Resolve it. Very good. That is a very good. That means you are being mindful. Mindfulness is there. ठीक है. Very good. So, क्या होता है कि like when your friend says something bad about you, sad होता है, then what happens is like you feel angry. Then we respond. कभी-कभी argument में भी होता है. Argument होता है. We argue with our friend. So, this is what happens when there is no mindfulness. So, argument के वजह से what happens, there is a lot of consequences. है ना? You can be called up by your teachers. It can impact your studies also because of the thought about the argument and all. So it is something that is impacting you directly or indirectly. So what happens when we have mindfulness? Stimulus is there, mindfulness, choice, and response. So same situation. आपके friend आपको कुछ गाली दे रहा है, saying bad things about you. So that is normal thing to get set, right? But the thing is that think about the shall we start? Okay. Everyone settle? Okay, let me ask you questions like you people were sitting back में, ठीक है? So suddenly sir asks you to sit in the front. कैसे, what do you feel? How do you feel? गुस्सा आ रहा है? Tell me honestly. Yeah, tell me. Okay, even some of you might be angry, no? क्यों ऐसा बुला रहा है? I don't feel like, listening to it also. इस तरह का ख्याल भी आया होगा. Then you think about it, you relax and think, okay, this is an orientation class, function is going on, यहाँ पे talk चल रहा है. You being mindful, you are in your present, you think about it, then the choice you made is like, okay, it's better that I go in front instead of being angry, I go in front and sit over there. That is what mindfulness is about. You were in the present. When sir was calling you in front, you were angry, but still you were calm, you thought about it, and you make a choice to come in front. That is your response. This is what mindfulness is about. Yes or no? So what is important is like you have to be in your present. A lot of things might be coming up in your head right now. A lot of emotion might be there, but you should know like the consequences. Then when you put on your mindfulness, you are in the present, you will come up with the right choice, what to do and what not to do. And that make you a response, not a reaction. Okay. So this is what mindfulness is about. Some of the technique that I will say, boundary management is very important. Even mindfulness can be done while you are eating also. Because while eating, for example, you are having a lot of thoughts. Even though you are feeling hungry, you won't be feeling hungry anymore. There will be loss of appetite. Okay. So because if you continue, this loss of appetite and sleep disturbance for a long period of time, then it will lead to other psychological issues or stress or mental health disorder. Next. It is boundary management is something that helps us to be aware of ourselves. Aware of ourselves, matlab we are in our present. We are in our present. Next. And it is applicable in every moment. Let's try to see in this room. Time boundary. What is the timing of your orientation over here? Even though you are tired, I know you are tired, but still, what is the timing of your orientation over here? Huh? सुनाई नहीं दे रहा? 9 to? Okay. So that is your time boundary. You should remember that. Whatever the things that, whatever thought you are coming, even if you don't want to join also, the time boundary is this one. You have to stay over here. Even in the class also. You have certain period, right? Certain time. So you have to know your time boundary. You have to be aware. So that it is not stressful for you. And you have to know the task boundary. So आपका task क्या है यहाँ पे? What is your task? What is your task over here? You know your time. You are here. Why? For listening. For the orientation program. Right? So even though if you don't want also, just try to remember, just make yourself aware that, okay, I'm here for the orientation program. I'm here to listen to the talk. I'm here to listen for the stress management. That is your time boundary. That is your task boundary. Again, your territory boundary. Where are you sitting now? What is this hall called? Okay, seminar hall or whatever hall. Okay. So you are aware that you are over here. The next one is like feeling boundary. How are you feeling now? What do you feel? Tired to obviously are sitting from 9 o'clock in the morning, then obviously. And that is very genuine. Thank you. You are aware that you are tired. Take care. Okay. So why you come over here for the orientation? What is the purpose? Yeah, you learned something. You learned something. That is something that will motivate you. Even though you are tired, because of the thing that keep in your mind, okay, I'm here to learn about something, to manage my stress, right? So it will make you lesser stress, decrease your stress. And the last one is the role boundary. My role boundary is a speaker over here. What is your role boundary? Listener. So when you are aware that even in your class also, when you are aware where you are, what is your task, what is your role, okay, what you're going to feel at that point of time, when you are aware of it, you will be able to relax or manage or cope your stress. This is known as mindfulness. And yahan pe, when you are doing so, lot of thought will come. And it's okay. It's very normal for thoughts to come. Aapke saath hi nahi, everyone is having that kind of thought. But don't be judgmental about it. Just let it be, just let it go, and you try to focus on the thing that is going on in this boundary. That is what mindfulness technique is about. Next. So mindfulness eating, that's what. What happens when you eat something very tasty for the first time? Kaise karte ho aap log? Huh? You try to pick up, you try to see, you try to taste it, dire, you know. You try to smell it, right? So whenever you feel that like, okay, a lot of things is coming to my mind and like, I'm very overwhelmed now and I'm feeling like very out of control, then what you can do is like, you try to eat something, anything, it can be anything. You try to see with your 5 sense organ, you try to see it, smell it, and try to eat it very slowly and try to take the taste slowly. This is what mindfulness technique is about. So even though any other thought comes also, you will be focusing on that particular eating. Then it will help you to eat more. Because eating, appetite, and sleep is very important for you, for all the students. Okay? Next. Mindfulness breathing. Breathing to आप लोग करते ही हो, करता है कि नहीं? How many of you do mindfulness breathing? Every day. नहीं करते. You can do it anytime. For example, you are in the class, you feel very tired, or like you feel like very, irritable or anxious, anything that uncomfortable things happen to your body, then you can do mindfulness technique, or breathing. So mindfulness breathing में क्या होता है? हम लोग यहाँ पे breathing कर रहा है. We are also breathing, I know. But the thing is that when we do mindfulness breathing, you try to focus on the breathing only. Even though all the thoughts come, just say to yourself, it's normal to have this kind of thought, it's okay. Then you try to focus on your breathing. So it will help you to relax and calm. And again, it will help you to focus on your classes or lecture. Okay? Next. So this is my last slide. So smile, be stress-free. Go and give your friend and family some big smile. Okay. Thank you so much. And any question if you have, then you can ask me.
Okay, I think the talk was interesting, was it? And don't lie, man. Many of you are playing mobile games over there. Okay. So anyway, it will help you in your life. So that is why we have requested Dr. Pampak to come over here, and she has played a very crucial role during COVID time. Many clinical psychologists like her team up and do free counseling over the phones and all. So and over and above that, she is very frequent in radio talks and all. So stress will come in your life, and when the semester starts, so when we come to your classes, then just by seeing our face, your stress level will go up. Okay, so now we are in the light mood, so that is why you don't feel anything. And over and above that, there will be your stress for exam, then practicals, everything. All the stress will come, academic related, professional related. And apart from that, in engineering, there are a lot of stress in the personal front also. You can see the population of girls student and boys student, and because of this, 5 of the boys friend, okay, who are staying in the same room will like a single girl, same girl, so you will start fighting, and girls will have 4 or 5 boys chasing after them, so they will also have their own problem. Okay, so anyway, so the idea is that you have to come out of this stress and be a successful person. Why I am taking this opportunity is because today we are having a competition among yourself. It is not a competition, an event in fact, and we want to select the best one. That is the thing. So, and each one of you should participate in at least one activity. We have painting, we have essay competition, we have say poetry writing and short story writing. So you have to take part in one of this competition, and you have a course. Do you know that? IC 1191. Okay, so that participation will be counted for grading in that particular course. So we have already circulated a QR code. How many of you have registered? Okay, those who have not registered, at least in any event. Okay, so those who don't know drawing, you can draw my picture. I will give you first prize. Okay, so but you have to draw a beautiful picture of mine. Okay, so that way you participate. Okay, participation is much. Okay, so those who have not done that, do it right now. Okay, so it will be starting from 2:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I, on behalf of NIT Manipur, would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Pampak Khumukcham for sharing your valuable insight on the important topic, stress management. Ma'am had highlighted what stress and depression is, its symptoms, causes, and how to manage it. You have also given an insight on mindfulness and its technique. The knowledge will help the student cope with mental stress and apply it in the day-to-day life. Lastly, joining us today for the last talk of our morning session, Health and Well-Being, is none other than our respected, our amazing and talented Medical Officer, Dr. Sanasam Bidyabasuni Devi. I request ma'am to kindly take the podium.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Namaste and Khumukcham. I know everyone is tired, but bear with me for a few minutes and I will be talking about health and wellness. I am Dr. Sanasam Bidyabasuni, Medical Officer, NIT Manipur. And I am elated to get this opportunity to address young faces who will be joining the NIT Manipur family. And I also congratulate all of you on making it to NIT Manipur. So I also hope that you have taken in various important points from the previous speaker, who have very clearly and elaborately highlighted on stress and how to cope stress, as well as how to use mindfulness techniques while you are facing such problems. So, what does health mean? As you see in this picture, if you are not sick, are you supposed to be called completely healthy? So, let's see, what does health mean? As per World Health Organization definition, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It's not merely the absence of a disease or infirmity. So why am I emphasizing this definition on you who are very tired and who are ready to go out of this place and enjoy your lunch? Because as you all know, health doesn't only mean absence of sickness or illness. It will focus on how you develop your physical, mental, and social health. Let's see what compose your physical health and hygiene. So sleep is a very important, crucial pillar in maintaining your physical health and hygiene. Tell me honestly, who have not slept last night properly, watching Korean dramas or playing online games? I know most of you must have had those nights. So you will be affected, obviously, in your classes, in your next activity in the next day. So sleep is very crucial. And exercise or physical activity. So do you think that you will be healthy without any physical exercise or activity? No. So this one is also a very important pillar. And what about nutrition? Doesn't mean that you have to diet, means you have to take only healthy foods and you will be starved of enjoying the good foods of life. No. Nutrition doesn't mean that. And what about hygiene? As simple as washing your hands. Like washing your hands will be clean and you will not get the germs that will enter your body, and that might be the cause for illness that you will be faking or you will be having in your future. So for sleep, I suggest, and it's also suggested by World Health Organization, minimum of 8 to 7 hours of sleep per day. What are the benefits? As you all know, sleep will help in maintaining your mood swings and your hormonal balance as well as immunity. And what about all those sleepless nights before exam? You want to pull an all-nighter, you want to burn the midnight oil. Does it actually help you? Have you ever did that in the past before your G exam? Yes or no? So let me scientifically explain to you. When you are having a sound sleep, your memory in your brain, it is connected by various pathways. And that is how your memory will be consolidated. And you will be able to retrieve it in the exam hall. Not like pulling all-nighters will help you at all. So remember, a sound sleep is very important. Okay. So what about nutrition? Balanced diet, as I have shown in this picture, you will see a plate which is ideally recommended for an Indian adult by the ICMR, updated in 2024. As you see, fruits and vegetables consist major portion of your plate. It should be like that if you want to eat a balanced and healthy diet. And what about dehydration? You need to think, your body consists of 70% water in the weight. So drink at least 2 liters of water per day to keep yourself hydrated. And all the processed foods, all the chips packets that you are craving for, limit it. It is all the trans fats and all the processed foods, it's just junks that you are entering in your body, and try to replace it with healthy options as much as possible. All the cupcakes and all the chocolates that you might want to grab for a moment when you are very hungry, I know, that will cause sugar spikes and cause sugar crashes. You will feel a sudden drop in energy after eating lots of sugar. And that is a vicious cycle. You will crave for more and more, and that is not healthy. What about caffeine? Permissible amount of caffeine per day is 400 milligrams. So if you are trying to make it to through the night for an exam tomorrow for the assignments, know that what is the limit, and also know when not to take caffeine or the caffeinated drinks. Before, after taking a meal, you should not take tea or coffee for at least 30 minutes, because if you are taking iron-rich foods, it will not be absorbed. It will be hindered in absorption by the caffeine. And also, 4 hours before sleep, you should avoid caffeine. Physical activity, it is recommended by World Health Organization that at least 30 minutes per day of moderate physical activity should be performed. And also it can be 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate aerobic activity per week. And you all know the benefits of regular physical activity. It will strengthen your bones, joints, muscles. It will prevent non-communicable disease in the long run, reduce symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression, as well as enhance your learning and thinking capabilities. What about hygiene? Personal hygiene, as you all know, you have to maintain personal hygiene with trimming your nails, doing laundry regularly, taking baths every day, because in hostel, in crowded places, how you have to curb the infection, like skin infections that might possibly come up, is by doing such personal hygiene with utmost care. And also, don't forget to follow the steps of hand washing. As you all know, our campus will be flooded with water during monsoon season. You must try to wash your hands properly with these hand washing steps before eating. It can cause certain diseases which you will regret because you did not wash hands properly, okay? And also don't forget to follow the cough etiquettes, as in many times during the COVID-19 pandemic also, most of the infections are spread by coughing and these respiratory droplets. And also maintain hostel and bathroom cleanliness, because you all have a shared responsibility in maintaining those cleanliness. It will not only be the cleaner's job, it is also you who should be participating in those shared responsibilities. Classroom and campus, you will be coming here, and when you come, I suggest you wear gumboots, because the water here, it's contaminated, stagnant, and it's better for you to maintain all those limited exposure to this water. And if you are exposed, then try to wash it with soap and water as soon as possible to prevent skin infections. And what about reproductive health and hygiene, menstrual hygiene? So for women, you should not be ashamed of asking about menstrual hygiene, reproductive health, because this is a natural process and a very crucial one. You should not be afraid of approaching me or any of your teachers if you face any problems about such problems also. And also for using sanitary pads and napkins, you don't forget to change it regularly. And also for disposal, proper disposal is necessary to be done in dustbin to help keep this campus and your hostel clean. And remember, small hygiene practices prevent big health problems. Mental health we have discussed at length, so I will skip this. But for some of the techniques that I myself use and I suggest you should also use are this sinful strategy and Pomodoro technique. While studying to prevent burnout, use Pomodoro technique. It's like, I suggest you already know. Anyone who knows Pomodoro technique, raise your hands. Okay, one guy knows, very good. And that is taking 25 minutes ka time to complete a task and then give a 5-minute short break. Then again engage without distraction. Keep your mobile phones away, any screen away. Tell others to not disturb you for those 25 minutes. You will be amazed at how fast you will be able to complete the tasks that it's your hand. And it's like a very proven technique. And sinful strategy, it's also for trying to be consistent. When you are very bad at being consistent, you keep procrastinating, then you should try this method. Don't break the chain. You mark those days where you have done your tasks or you have studied with the red marks, and then if you miss, be honest and just start again. That is also a very good one. And also indulge in self-care. As we have talked about physical activities, and then emotionally, like we have talked, social connections, for mental self-care, you can indulge in your hobbies for at least a few minutes a day. Then spiritual, we have talked about meditation. So don't forget to indulge in these self-care habits. And also we know that as you are all young adults, you will be tempted to try and experiment with these new experiences, I would say. But say no to drugs. Be it smoking, alcohol, anything. You will say it's like just for maje ke liye, but no amount is safe. It can lead you to spiraling down into a abuse and a drug addiction problem. That is not good. So always say no when necessary, be it senior or your peers. Don't think that it's rude to say no when you are talking about drugs, this abuse substance. And also about cyberbullying. I know all of you use social media platforms, and you are digitally very active, but be aware of when not to share and how to post, how to reply to people not in hurtful way, okay. Also, if you are a person who has faced this and you know anyone who have faced such problems, be very fast to reach to anyone whom you trust, be it your family or friend. And or if you think that you can't share those problems with your close ones, then you can talk to this cyber crime helpline number or telemenace number. This will be readily available for you to tackle your problems. But as we have talked so much about mental physical health, I know you will be choosing all those assignments or coding for CSE students over mental health, and your physical health will be drowning after some days of working out. So what can you do? You do these grounding techniques. You will feel overwhelmed at one or few times. Take help of deep breathing exercises or self-soothing with 5 senses. All those kinds of exercises that ma'am has taught before, that can help a lot. Okay.
Telemanas, your place to connect and seek help.
And listen
Hello
to this.
everyone.
And
Let's take a moment
notes,
to
okay?
explore the features of the Telemanas app designed to support your mental wellness journey. Step 1. Open Google Play Store, download the Telemanas app and install it on your phone. Now, let's dive into the 6 main sections you'll find on the app home screen. Mental Wellness. This section provides valuable resources and practical tips to help you maintain a healthy mind and overall well-being. Distress signals. Here, you can learn to recognize warning signs of mental health challenges both in yourself and others so that you can take the right steps for support in time. Understanding mental illness. This section offers clear, simple explanation of various mental health conditions, helping you understand what they are and how they affect individuals. Success stories. In this section, you'll find inspiring accounts of individuals who have overcome mental health challenges with the support of Telemanas. Self-help. The self-help section is perfect for anyone looking to take proactive steps towards a better mental health. It includes interactive tools and activities to help you manage your emotions and build resilience. Brain food. Explore this section for calming activities like games, Sudoku, mandala art, and journaling that are designed to relax and refresh your mind. Now, let's take a look at the three important sections at the bottom of the home screen. Explore. The Explore section features a search bar that lets you quickly find any content or resources available within the app. In the Talk section, you can immediately connect with the Telemanas helpline for 24/7 assistance. The Resources section provides a list of healthcare facilities available across India near you, offering additional support and services for mental health care. Whether you need resources, support, or simply a calming activity, this app is here to help you on your mental wellness journey. Download it today and take that first step towards a healthier mind.
So, as you have seen, this app is made for every single age groups, be it young adults, be it your grandparents, your parents. We can use it to help us in our mental health journey. So I hope you will also download this app and use it in your good and bad times. So does anybody know this tree? What is this song, if you know? You don't know? It's in the back, it's written. So this is Karan Johar movie where you see, you see the students enjoying college life, like wearing fancy dresses to college. You think NIT Manipur will be worse than that, or it will be more exciting? Worse. It will be exciting, okay? With these social health elements that if you develop, it will be exciting and help in building a very trustful and supportive community among yourself with your seniors in your faculty or in other non-teaching staffs. Then with these communication skills, have a very good listening as well as speaking skill. You can practice that from now on. Meeting new people is the exact opportunity to practice that and maintain healthy relationships with your peers. And also, ma'am have talked so much about it. I won't deep dive that much. Say no whenever it's necessary, not in a rude way. We have to be very kind and very clear with our words. And also, we have come from different parts of India. So have a sense of cultural sensitivity. Be aware that everyone is different, because it's natural, the difference will always arise. And engage as a community, have that sense of belongingness, as you are already students of NIT Manipur, and have a very peaceful conflict resolution and support anti-ragging practices. So, talking about the medical section, currently only 2 staffs are there because we have been recently appointed in the month of July only. It has been only 1 month, and we have me as medical officer and our pharmacist. And where should you come for OPD services is we are available at sports officer room in the administration block. And we are temporarily attached there, for our health center is currently in the process of establishing into a very equipped facility. And when should you come? Whenever you have a very small problem, don't feel shy or afraid to come. You should know that when any illness, when it's treated in the initial stage, it can be treated very easily and you will be having relief very soon. Don't make it a big problem. So come whenever you have a small problem, be it anything about mental or physical. And we are available to give OPD services from 9 to 4:30. It's till 5 we stay, but we have to do some our stock preparement, so for medicines and all. And for the time being, we will also provide emergency care services if it's very much needed. But since our facilities are in the process of establishment, so we are giving OPD services for the time being. And we will also be arranging awareness programs for you and health checkups regularly. So engage with us. Don't feel shy. And remember, take care of your health and your health will take care of you. So thank you for your patient listening. And here I say goodbye with a very beautiful picture of Loktak Lake for all those who don't know. So thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Sanasam Bidyabasuni Devi, for the wonderful and important talk on health and well-being. You have highlighted the importance of good health, proper hygiene, and how to cope up with mental problems. You have also given us an insight on telemanas, the procedure and the importance of it. Thank you so much. And earlier, ma'am has also said it right now. She's available here in the administrative block. You can come anytime if you have any problem, any health-related problem. Okay. After this, you have your lunch break. Okay, after the lunch break, you have to come back again at 2:30 in this seminar hall for your writing and a painting competition. Okay, Sarva also mentioned that. And for tomorrow's schedule, you have to come here at 9 a.m. All the students will have to assemble here in the seminar hall at what time? Yes, you have to be here at 9 a.m. And before you leave this hall, kindly throw away all the wrappers, all the boxes. I have kept here 2 boxes also outside. You throw it out, okay? Let's keep this institute clean. Okay? Thank you.